Stolaroff, Professor Harmon, you're both members of the staff of the Institute for Psychedelic Research. The work you're doing may well become a felony under the law in this country. Are we on the edge or in the middle of a rather serious collision of social forces over this issue of psychedelic drugs?
Well, it's hard for me to believe, Tom, that our federal government is going to be so stupid as to make scientific research in these areas a felony. I think what is going to happen is that it's going to be very severely restricted, that only persons of proven responsibility are going to be allowed to carry it on. And as long as the black market problem remains a serious one, I think it's going to be very hard for new researchers to break into the field.
But I think the real problem stems from the fact that there are rather wonderful gains in understanding to be made in these substances, and unfortunately the young people seem to have discovered this before our scientific authorities have.
Is there a way of getting to the kids, saying, what have you learned? What have your experiences been like?
Well, I'm sure there is. The problem is nobody's wanted to do it, and I don't think they've recognized the validity of some of the subjective experiences because they're not familiar with them themselves, and because there are a lot of reports from ununderstanding people that don't have these kinds of experiences. I think they're going to be forced to talk to the youngsters because I think that this problem is going to grow so, and there are going to be so many young people in this situation that sooner or later we will be forced to acknowledge that there's a real problem here, and we're going to have to find out why so many youngsters are taking it, why they consider it so valuable, why they continue to do it. And until we really understand from their viewpoint what they're gaining from these experiences, we'll never really understand how to cope with the problem.
Flashes are inside here, you get an insight and you know something, but you don't want to say it out loud because you're kind of afraid that it's not going to be really true and it'll spoil the whole thing for you, But when somebody makes you say it, then, and it's true, then it just makes it more beautiful of a thing.
Do you want to go for the more beautiful and say it?
Who are you?
Just me.
Who are you?
What kind of a line do you want?
Don't answer. He won't answer me because you already know what the insight was.
No,
See?
I don't,
Yes,
really.
you do. He won't answer me. He wants me to say it, damn it.
So go.
No.
Say it. Come on. Say it.
Because these guys aren't just doing a regular film. They're doing it for you because it's your idea.
So?
Because you're somebody that knows about stuff like this. And you can sit down and talk to me about it, and that's beautiful. I'm glad that you're doing it. Just hope you get the right stuff out of it for people.
But what's the right stuff?
Well, not that. Well, how many times have you taken it, on a kind of... But the feelings... No, I don't want to hear about, that makes it sound very clinical, like as though, well, if you take it this many times, then you're flipped out, and if you take it, it's not that way at all. You can take it once and never have to take it again. But it's not, you already know, so you can, it's nice to go back up there. No, but you never have to take it again. One time is all you need with the right person, or the right people in the right place.
Seen any monsters lately?
Oh, not me. I'm a happy person. See, I can't, it doesn't hurt me. Can't have any monsters.
Medical doctors say you're liable to go psychotic.
I don't know what psychotic means, really, clinically. I don't know. Nervous? Or introverted, or what does it mean?
Off your head.
Oh, really? I really think this is a funny thing, but if all the people that took acid, when the people that I know that have taken acid, we can look out at the other people that haven't, and they can tell us we're crazy, and we can say, well, you haven't seen anything yet, because there are things that are more beautiful.
After taking LSD, I knew, quotation marks,
what it was like to have been mentally ill.
Dr. Abram Hoffer of Saskatoon, Canada's preeminent LSD researcher. With 2,000 personal case records on file, half of them recording expanded consciousness, he takes a strong position on who should have access to the drug.
I don't see why any reputable person who wishes to explore it couldn't do so with the help of a physician who could stand by in case he gets into difficulties. We have an invariant rule in Saskatchewan that no LSD can be given to anyone unless there's a physician there who takes responsibility for it, and this also applies to physicians. They themselves are not allowed to take it unless there's another physician standing by and supervising it. So I don't think that this removes the possibility of anyone having the experience. But wouldn't it be healthier then to try and arrange places under proper supervision where this could be done? Now, I admit it's not going to happen tomorrow, maybe never. But I think it would be better to try and achieve these places than it would merely to go out and play with what you can get on the black market.
I think it's interesting and it stimulates me to want to take some.
What about the risks that there might be involved?
So what? When I go out there and I see, I don't know, I just see things, I don't know if they're really that way or not, and it kind of makes me sick, so I want to see them some other way because I know they'd have to be better than they look to me right now.
What things?
People.
How do you mean?
People walking around like robots, going to their little jobs and everything, and they just nauseate me. Because they don't live, they just exist.
I don't know what those words mean.
Well, I don't know. People just, they get up in the morning by the clock, and then they go to their job, and they eat lunch, and they come home, and they have a few hours of what they call pleasure, and then they go to bed, and they start all over again, and they just walk around like they see a red light, and they stop, and they just don't think any more about it than that. I want to look at him and see him in a different way than I would do. Just like they said, they see people and they're funny and everything, and colors, sound, and I want to see things like that.
What are you going to do about it?
Take LSD. It's around, you know.